Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day 3 of Futuristic Technologies in Industries and FDP organized by Mechanical Engineering Department, DYPIEMR. I hope everyone is fine and taking care of themselves in this coronavirus crisis. Please keep yourself safe and keep yourself healthy. Today we have a very special speaker with us, Dr. Amit Bingurde. I would take this opportunity to welcome our speaker, Dr. Amit Bingurde. Dr. Amit Bingurde is currently working as Chief Executive Officer, CEO, Robotics and Automation in Bravo Robotics and Automation Limited. He is recognized as one of the national leading experts in automation in the arena of innovation and manufacturing. He has more than 27 years of experience in the field of robotics and automation. It was because of his leadership that the first Indian articulated robot, Bravo, took shape. He was awarded with National Industrial Excellence Award in 2018 for introduction of first that is indigenous robot, followed by the Rashtriya Nirman Ratna Award for National Economic Growth through individual contribution in 2018. Dr. Amit was honored with the title The Father of Robotics by TAL Chairman. He also received Tata Innovista Award from Tata Group Chairman Mr. N. Chandrasekhar for Best Product Innovation in 2018. He has many more awards and accolades to his name, and we can keep talking about them for hours, but I guess you should listen to the speaker himself. So I request Dr. Amit Bingurde to take over the session. Sir, I hand over the mic to you now.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yeah. Very good morning to everybody, and have a great Sunday ahead. I hope that you people will enjoy this complete session. And I normally like to have a interaction with the team and the students. However, first I would like to present the whole thing, and then probably we can have a question and answer session after my presentation is over. So. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Yeah, visible. Okay. So thank you very much. Today we'll be covering the content which is having what is the Bravo Robotics and Automation, just an introduction, and why robotics and automation, benefits and disadvantages, and how the Bravo has started, how we started the Bravo journey from 2014 onwards, and then there's how we can bridge the gap between the industry and academia, and that's how I wanted to cover this session. And some of the things which I'll explain what was my experience during my journey and when I started my career in telco in 90. So thank you for the good introduction. This was my introduction. Already it's been covered, so I don't want to spend on time on this. But I started my career in telco, and when I joined as a GET, graduate training engineer in telco, and I was very lucky to have a part of first Indian car, that is Indica. I was heading that as a project manager for body shop and press shop. And subsequently, I also have a lot of opportunities in Tata Motors to work on different projects. In 2008, I joined in a company called IWK in US, and this company was taken over by KUKA. That's how the KUKA System India Limited, I joined as a CEO and president, and we started more or less from the scratch in 2008 onwards, KUKA India, with a very young team. And when we made in the tenure of 5 years, we could able to make a lot of projects, including the Daimler project, which is one of the prestigious projects which we could complete in Oregondam in Chennai. And again, I rejoined back to Tata Group in 2014. And now currently I'm heading as a CEO for Robotics and Automation. And as far as my extra awards, he has already spoken. And then as far as extracurricular activities are concerned, I was a professional badminton player. I played for nationals in juniors and sub-juniors. Now coming back to the Bravo Robotics and Automation, just the introduction. When TAL was formed in 2000, it was a part of Tata Motors telco that time. And 2000, these two divisions called Growth Division and Machine Tool Division that came together, and the TAL was formed in 2000, and mainly to support not only for Tata Motors, because that was a captive consumption for Tata Motors. Subsequently, it was made. This TAL was made so that the Tata Group can supply to other companies. That was the intention why this TAL was made in 2000. In 2015, when I joined in 2014, we wanted to enter into robotics. That was my dream right from the Indica time. I had a lot of thinking that why can't we make the robot? Just to give a little bit background how it started, because when the Indica was made in 1999, we got the first robot in 1995 in Tata Motors in Telco, and used the robotic line for manufacturing of the body shop and also in the press shop. Subsequently, we introduced these robots in the paint shop and assembly shop. But in the body shop, we had almost 110 robots we introduced in Indica line in 1999. And the cycle time for making one car was approximately 105 seconds. So you can imagine less than 2 minutes we used to produce one car. And this was given a really lot of boost. A lot of opposition was there, because why should we use the robot, because what will happen to the operator? All these questions I'll be answering subsequently. But this was obviously there was a lot of resistance saw there in the beginning, but subsequently we used this robot, and then we could able to make the good car, the quality car. And the cycle time, productivity, quality, then the demand which is there in the market, it is so flexible. We could run the line whenever we want. That was the advantage of this robotic line. In 2006-7, we also wanted to introduce a new product that is basically from, you must have seen that Vista and Manza. These vehicles has had a separate line we introduced in 2007 and 2008. And the cycle time was instead of 105 seconds, it was 54 seconds. So when we took the first challenge, it was less than 2 minutes, and next challenge was less than 1 minute. That's how the line got introduced in 2007, about 54 seconds cycle time, which is one of the fastest line in India. And these lines has got a 354 robots and completely automated line, including the logistic handling is also done inside the line, is also done by the robotics. So that was a real good, revolution we created that time only. And those are the days when we thought that why can't we prepare the robot? We can make the robot. Why can't we make the robot? And why can't we make our own Indian robot? That was always a dream from 1995. And we decided that we had to have something robotics in India. That was basically the dream which was started from 1995. Now it is coming true. We entered into the robotics in 2015 in TAL, and then vice chairman of Tata Motors and chairman of TAL, Mr. Ravi Kant. Instead of showing the presentation, we created the robot itself. That you can see the picture. That robot is handing over the bouquet to the chairman, then vice chairman of Tata Motors, Mr. Ravi Kant. That was a prototype robot, and we, as a team, we created that robot, and finally, 2018, we introduced that robot after doing a lot of testing, including the styling of the robot, introducing the different technical aspect into the robot. And whenever we did the so-called prototype testing, what are the challenges are there, we could introduce that, and then we introduced the final robot about 10 kg payload capacity and 2 kg payload capacity in 2018. 2019 onwards, basically till the time 2018, it was a part of TAL, and in 2018, since there was a lot of consolidation was going on within the Tata Group, so our division got merged back into Tata Motors, And our aerospace division, which was in Nagpur, that got merged into the TASL, the new company which is going to get formed, Tata Aerospace and Defense Limited. So that portion got merged into Tata TASL. And when we got merged in Tata Motors, the Tata Motors is main focus is mainly on the automobile industry. That is why they decided, why can't we create a new company which can focus mainly on the robotics and automation? And that was the reason in 2019, the new company was formed by Tata Motors, which is again a 100% subsidiary of Tata Motors. It's called Bravo Robotics and Automation Limited. Now, why robotics and automation? If you see the how the measurement is done for any country for the robot against 10,000 operator, how many robots are working in that country? That is a measurement of the robot in particular country. Today, if you see that it started long back, the robot, and about more than 5-6 decades back. But however, in India, it has taken a very, very long time, and still we are not at par compared to the other developed countries. But against 10,000 operator, today, if you see in India, in 2014, only 2 robots were there, and 2018, it has become 4 robots against 10,000 operators. Whereas if you see the other countries like Japan, Korea, they have got more than 700 robots against 10,000 operators in 2018. So there's a huge difference. And currently, if you see the Chinese is growing in a very big way. Today, they are producing more than 1.2 to 1.5 lakhs per year robots, industrial robot, and they are going very fast. Though there's now the question comes here, even if the population wise, the Chinese are number one compared to India, but still the number of robots produced in China is more. So this needs to be thought of. Why the Chinese people are using more robots compared to the human being? So that answer lies there itself. What will happen to the operators? Second thing is that if you see the South Africa and other developed countries, which is growing very fast, and these are the only figures related to the industrial robot. So what are the key issues affecting the competitiveness? One is the low quality consistency, lack of accuracy, labor shock success. Today you see that a lot of people have left Maharashtra. There's who will be working on the small scale industries. And there's a lot of there's a lot of uncertainty also, because whether we will be able to get the skill operator or not, that is not known. So this is one of the area which can be addressed by the robotics. And again, there's no integrated controls are there, especially in the most of the Indian factories operate as a combination of the isolated cells and not as an integrated factory. So global market, if you see the value wise, the industrial robot market value wise is increasing day by day, and now it is going to be by 2024, as per the IFR, and Roland Berger as one of the source which we got the information that by 2024, 147 million US dollar will be the revenue only from this. And the number of robots also will increase by 19% by 2024. And by the automation, as I already explained, that accuracy, quality, then granular process monitoring, less labor dependency, scalability, lightweight, reduced risk, continuity, cost reduction, productivity, and other things like compliance and the address to the workplace health and safety. So what are the benefits of the automation? The benefits, if you see, is the most important thing is the productivity. Second thing is the quality. We have good quality, consistency in the quality. There's a robustness in the flexibility of processes, because if you change the process, it should be validated again and again before we launch the product into the market. Then there's an increased consistency of output, because the robot will continuously work without even the breaks. any kinds of break, whether it's a lunch break, tea break, or biological break, it will continuously work. And there's a reduced direct human labor cost and expenses. What are the disadvantages of this automation? One is the development cost. We need a lot of capital for producing the new product, especially in the automation area, including the robots. And second is high initial cost for the installation as a capex for any industry. And third thing could be called as unemployment, but which I don't agree personally, because when you create a robot, you need to have certain people. Today, if you see that when we started in TAL and Tata Group, there nobody was there as an employment in the robotics. Today, we have 100+ employees are working only in the robotics and automation area. And not only that, the vendors which are supplying us the components and material for the robot, they're also getting some more different kind of revenues, and they are also working more and more how we can reduce the manpower and then increase the productivity. Of course, this manpower which has been reduced is also used for the different skill set. That is the main reason I personally feel that we are not, deleting or reducing the manpower, but we are only changing the skill set from one level to the another level. To address all these things, we have decided that we have created the first Indian robot, and we wanted to, as I mentioned earlier, it was our dream and make it successful. With my current team and the team which I have, we have came together. We decided that we should create our first Indian robot, and that is going to be the future, because today, if you see, that is a need of an hour. Without the robot, you can't do anything. Most of the things cannot be done. Certain things we call this a 3D robot. Now we call it a 4D robot, because all this robot can be used for a dull, dirty, dangerous activity. And now the 4D, I call this as a difficult activity. So this can be done very precisely and accurately and with a high productivity only by the robot. That is the reason we thought that, okay, we'll start with a robot which is like a human arm. Basically, a human arm has got almost approximately 700 to 800 millimeter reach. The maximum, as per the ILO standard, the operator can lift up to 10 kg payload capacity, and it has got a speed of approximately 1000 millimeter per minute. So considering all these things, we decided which is much higher speed. Of course, the operator also can go for much higher speed, but which is not necessary in the most of the industry. So we decided that we'll go ahead with this specification, and we created 6 kg payload capacity, which is for lighter, 10 kg, 12 kg, and 20 and 30 kg payload capacity, which is this has been developed and we are already launched into the market. And really, we got a good response from the market for this robotics arms. If you see the journey of the robot, in 2014, we made the first Indian prototype robot, and then we created the first indigenous controller, which can be supporting to our robot. In 2016, we launched this robot in the Make in India program in Mumbai, where we wanted to test the market, and we found that there's a huge demand coming up, especially from the MSME and SME sector. That was our focus, basically, because the idea was how can we create a robot which is affordable to the MSME people, and they can use this robot very easily. So it should be a very easy to use robot by anybody. Those who doesn't know anything about the robot, they also should be able to use the robot. 2016, we got the required certificates like CE and IP, which is mandatory for the Indian sometimes, and also mainly for the European countries. These are the certificates are must. So we got that as well. 2017, we also introduced the factory automation. It's not only the robot. Along with the robot, we started giving the different systems, the solutions, and not only using our robot, but we can integrate any other robot as well. And that is why we introduced the factory automation and services. We received a lot of awards 2018 onwards after the introduction of the Bravo robot. And 2019 onwards, we are in the range, we increase our portfolio by introducing 12 and 30 up to 30 kg payload capacity with the servo driven robots. So when we started the journey, that time we used to always ask the customer, the end user, what is a need, what is a necessity, and why do you, what kind of a robot you are looking for, and what are your expectations. So main thing has come up because why the robot is not successful in India, because at the end of the day, there's nobody was there who is really manufacturing the robot within the India. Most of the robots are coming from outside. Today, if you see all the robots which are there in Tata Motors and Mahindra and Mahindra, Volkswagen, everywhere, most of the robots are coming from outside India. Then the question, when we also made the first robot from 1995 and 2000, that time also we had a lot of issues for the spare parts, only because we had to wait whenever there is some breakdown in the robot. We had to wait for at least 2 days to between 2 days to 1 week time to get the spare part from the abroad. Second thing is that when there's a major breakdown, that time there should be a service availability. Some there are no experts available. We had to get the service expert from the outside India, either from Japan or from Germany. So these are the issues. So when we started finding out the criteria, what is the requirement of the MSME people, how they would like to have the robot and services. So the first thing has come was the availability of the space. Then second was easy to use. Then service turnaround time, because as I mentioned that sometimes we used to lose a lot of productivity, was getting hampered because there's no service person available around. And the cost of ownership. Cost of ownership means basically what is a spare parts cost. Once you get a robot, sometimes you get a robot in a very cheap rate. We negotiate, we get the best price in the beginning. But what will happen to the spare parts? What is the cost of each and every spare part? Not only spare part, also turnaround time, service time. Today you see that everything is getting charged, even for visiting certain. Ask for the visitors expert to visit your premises, they will charge you per day. So this is one of the major area. The cost of ownership will includes all these things. Then finally the price. So price, people are ready to pay a little bit more price, but they want all these things. Then of course the brand reputation, technical know-how, and then cost of service, which is again a part of the cost of ownership. And training is one of the major area, because if whatever the training is given, but that is given only for a certain time, and when something goes wrong, we need to have a certain support again. And if it is not available immediately nearby, then your line stops. And of course, there's finally the financing of options, especially for the MSME sector, where we are currently using our Tata Group company, there's Tata Capital, which is also supporting for the financing, as well as we also have some type with the SIDBI, where they can support MSME sector. The factory automation solution, we are the complete turnkey solution provider. We are basically giving right from understanding the problem statement from the MSME sector or any other sector across all the different kind of industries. It's not only from automobile, but also from textile, or you can say electronics, plastics, all kinds of industries, and different types of handling systems and welding, joining. All these techniques, we understand the issues and then try to find out how we can give the solution along with the robot. So we have given machine tending, pick and place, vision, sealant, deburring, palletizing, testing, and grinding and welding. These kinds of applications we have made in-house. We created the proof of concept, and then finally we implemented in most of the industries across India. And of course, we are now certain areas we opened out outside India as well, and we have currently supplied in some European countries as well as in Dubai. So factory automation applications, if you see, this was a history for the TAL in the past. we used to make our own fixtures and machineries. So based on that, that knowledge has further carried out, and then we have given a lot of robotic manufacturing lines, jigs and fixtures. It's not only for the automobile, but for railways, aerospace, and even for general industries, and buses, as well as for cars and trucks. Material handling is one of the core area of one of the division of TAL. There is a growth, but now we are carrying. So today, if you see, we are giving the solutions for robotic manufacturing lines, complete with our own robots, sometimes with the other robot, depending on the payload capacity requirement and which company is demanding which robot. Based on that, we give as per their needs. Then jigs and fixtures, which is one of the our core business, and that is one of the, you can say, required in most of the industries. Whether you take SMEs, OEMs, everybody needs this kind of jigs and fixtures. Is also called as the end effectors. Is also part of jigs and fixtures. And material handling, of course, that is our not a core business, but we design and integrate the material handling systems together with the robotic system. So today, our business model is on the 3 feet. That is robotics and application. That is our first pillar. Second pillar is the factory automation and smart manufacturing, and services, AMC and space. That is our third pillar. So with these 3 pillars, currently Bravo is working as a company in the robotics and automation, and we are proud that we are one of the first company to start the robotics in India, and we are giving different solutions across India with our robot plus with the what are the robots customer needs. So we have further going ahead and trying to find out how we can support in the robotics area, because this is only a, I can say, first step for the robotics, whereas there's a long way to go. I will discuss further what are the steps we are going to take in future. And our target industries, if you see the automotive, castings, forging, FMCG, pharmaceutical, machine shops, plastic, electronics, railways, ordnance factory, aerospace, general industries. And these are the industries where we feel we can give complete turnkey solutions. And apart from that, we have a target customers which we are getting in those industries, and we are feel proud whenever we get a repeat order because they are satisfied customers today. So in short span of time after the BRAL is made in from 2017 onwards, after launch, we really got a good traction in automotive, FMCG, aerospace and defense, and industrials. So these are the very happy customers which we have currently, and we are supporting them continuous basis. So the award wise is already we discussed, but as a company, we really got a good technology award in 2015 onwards, and Make in India award, quality brand award, and this is one of the biggest award we feel as a team, the youngsters team, because our name has got been or the company name has got introduced in the IFR, that's the International Federation of Robotics, in 2018, and we are one of the top 30 robotic company to be watched by the IFR. That is an article they have published across the world. So we felt that we have been recognized across the world. Industrial Excellence Award in 2018, Best Product Innovation Award in 2018 again, and Tata Innovista, which is a basic, is a internal award, Tata Group award, but which is a very prestigious award for us, because getting that award, we had to struggle a lot and make a lot of preparations. But as a company, as a team, we received that award in 2018. And Automation Expo, we are getting many awards in Automation Expo. Earlier, we got Best Technology Award, and now we got a Make in India Award in 2019. And ASSOCHAM, which is another one of the very well-known, unit, which has given us the Emerging Technology Award, and that is again a prestigious award for us. So our vision is that to become a first choice of any customer looking for automation solution, and to become a preferred employer of choice within the industry, within this industry, and to offer the highest returns to BRAL stakeholders. So this is our vision, and our mission statement is customer is a key to our everyday operations. Quality and innovation will be integral part of our business, and we want to ensure our employees have got a right working environment to grow and excel, and we will maintain the strong technology expertise. That's what we are looking for. And we wanted to build a network which are capable and reliable. That is why we are looking for academy also to be a part of this team, so that when when they complete their education, they'll be able to come into the industry and then support industries immediately. So these are the new product introduction. As I mentioned that we have a few portfolio robots, and going forward, we wanted to introduce the new products. Basically, about 30 kg, we wanted to reach to 50 kg, maybe 100 kg. Our idea is to restrict ourselves not beyond 50 kg, because we feel that within 50 kg payload capacity, 60%, 60 to 70% of the market can be covered and applications can be covered. So we wanted to be focusing more on up to the 50 kg payload capacity. Going forward, we can use the different kinds of a robot or different make robot. And currently we are working on the gantry type of robots, Skara, Delta. These are the new products which are under development. And the AMR and AGVs, that is autonomous moving robot as well as auto guided vehicle. These are our different product portfolio we wanted to use. We also wanted to upgrade our core technology, mainly the development which is going on currently within BRAL is how to use the different technologies. How can we use the hybrid technology? We can also looking for how can we proceed with the different softwares, so that it can be used for multiple applications, and can the further cost can be reduced. So our focus is mainly how to improve the technology and how to reduce the cost. That is a key for the success for Indian market. Then we also wanted to introduce basically uh, the new applications which can be which the key customers which are looking for this different kinds of application which they are not got the solution as of today. So how can we support them and get those solutions? So this is our focus currently. And apart from that, being a robotic company, we also have a lot of tie-ups and working together with the different startup companies. And we are encouraging the students and those who started their own. And we are supporting them for the manufacturing and giving some our expertise and our experience, so that we can improve them. And then as a team together, we can create a better revenues, and we can reach to the multiple people. One of them is the Bandicoot robot, which is basically a robotic scavenging robot. We have a tie-up with the Bandicoot, which is a Kerala-based company. Is Imagine that there's a dirty work which is being done by the manual scavengers, and these people are going into the that chamber. And currently, there are 4 to 5 people are dying every month for doing this activity across India. So this how can we support for this particular industry, and that's how we signed up together. And currently we have made few robots for them. We'll be continuing that robotic journey in the Bandicoot, and this is one of the help for the society and to save the manpower for doing such kind of a work, and which is one of the very dangerous area to use this kind of manual operation for particular these areas. Today, across the India, almost 40 numbers manual scavengers are replaced by the robotic scavengers. Yesterday only there was it on TV in Maharashtra. The BPCL is now going to use this robot, and the training is being provided to them. And these robots are the first robot in the world. Nobody has created this kind of a robot in the world for cleaning the manholes. Fluid robotics is one of the area which is again a Pune-based company which we are working together with them. This robot normally finds out the complete layout of the the pipeline which has been laid down. So all this sewage wastage, the pipelines is very difficult. Sometimes you don't know where the leakages are there, but this robot can go to each and every pipeline, find out where the leakage is, and it directly gives the coordinates of that area so that you can dig out and repair that pipelines. So, and not only that, it also maps the complete pipeline. It creates the pipeline, map, for ready-made map for anybody, for PMC or anybody, and this will help to find out where the leakages and how the pipelines are being laid down across the city, across India. So this has been successfully tried out in Mumbai and near to IIT Powai Lake has been shown, and it has been tested and validated by the government authorities. And now going forward, this is used. We'll be using it. We are doing one experiment, which is one of the creative experiment which we are currently looking at. That is, it has been found the COVID, the current pandemic situation, it is getting transmitted to the different parts through manual stool, which has been also tweeted by Amitabh Bachchan in the beginning of the pandemic situation, and our honorable Narendra Modi also has retweeted. But frankly speaking, there was no focus was not there. But if you see the current countries like Netherlands, France, Australia, Japan, they found that there's a possibility of spreading the COVID-19 through the manual stool. So the symptoms of collecting that sample, collecting the sample and finding out the symptoms in the COVID-19 is also being tested with this robot. We'll be collecting the sample from the chambers, and then it will be tested in Mumbai hospitals and we'll be finding out whether this is possible to pinpoint which society, which area the COVID is getting spread and who are the COVID affected patients. So this is one of the challenge we had taken, and first robot will be taking the sample on 15th of June. We got a permission from the government of India for doing that work. So we are working closely with Fluid Robotics on this. Then TrashCon Robotics is one of the very good innovative solution, which is basically made for segregating the dry and wet trash. And from the wet trash, the fertilizers have been made, and from the dry trash, they are creating the cardboards or the board, which it can be also used like a wall. So these are the different opportunities has come up with this trash can robotics, and which is made by one of the chemical engineer in Bangalore. So she understood that how she came to this particular area, because when she was going to the college, she found that a lot of foul smell was there, and how can we close that, and how can you reutilize this whole thing. That time she thought that okay, how can we separate it out the wet and dry trash and create out of something out of that. And that is how they created together with the different experts TrashCon. Now they are looking how can we work together to make it a bigger scale. Our strength is how can we use the manufacturing facility expertise, and how can we support them for the further optimization in the design, because these are the ideas, and we are coming together to find out how can we optimize the designs and how can we give the bigger numbers, so that because the volume is going to play a major role in any robotics. And finally, the robotics application for current situation, as I mentioned, these robots we are using it for the finding out the wastage water samples. Second thing is that how can you use the robot for sanitation? How can we use this robot for checking the temperatures automatically? So there are different areas where these robots can be used. Currently, we are using one of the robot to find out how can we do the medical assistance for the doctors and nurses. So This you must have seen in the lot of companies are coming together, but that is happening only for the, you can say, as a sample basis, but we are not producing in the multiples. So we need to take that as an idea, make it more robust, and we have to increase our volumes so that it can go across India and maybe across the world. The, the now the challenge is how can we bring this. There's a main topic why we are why I've been called or asked to give this presentation by DY Patil is how can we bring this industry and academia together. So bringing students to the employment is extremely important. Today, a lot of students, they are looking for what I'll do after my graduation or post graduation. What should I do? What is basically what skills I have, whether it will fit with my skills in the industry or not. There are many students, they have got a different dreams, but when they go to the industry, they get a different kinds of a job. Sometimes the frustration comes and the real talent which cannot be used by the industries. Sometimes is too much talented in the design, but normally used in the either in application or maybe in the production or maybe in the sales. But his main idea is that how can I reach to my destination? So Bravo is currently what we are doing is that those who are passionate and those who wanted to work into robotics area, we have created certain center of excellence for the automation and robotics, so that the students can make, whether he is good at doing the sales of this technology, sale or maybe an introduction of the new technology or even manufacturing of this technology or introducing the software or hardware, and how can he assemble this robot in a shortest time. Maybe robot can assemble the robots. So these are the different avenues and different streams are there when it goes to robotics. So different kind of different skill sets people can think, what can I introduce or how can I use my talent when it comes to the robotics. So we have created a center of automation and robotics, and for that we have also created we create labs for the different institutes. So it could be a mechanical section, electronic section, robot itself, research platforms, and technical assistance. As I mentioned, the students can explore their own talent and skill sets where I can be fitted. So these are the glimpses of Center of Excellence for Automation and Robotics, where we give the complete turnkey lab and students can explore, because in robotics and automation, you need all types of discipline, right from mechanical, electrical. Of course, civil is difficult, but today, if you see the robotics, the civil is also getting introduced, because civil people are also building the whole building as well as houses or bungalows by the robots. So these are most of the disciplines which are there in any institute or any academia, they can participate in the robotics and automation. So this is the lab which we create and which will be used by institutes, and these are dedicated labs which is a worth spending, because that at the end of the day you are creating the real students which are readily available for the industries. So we have options of different options in the education sector. One is a mobile cart, palletizing. Of course, the different applications can be made, but currently we have this mobile pallet cart. Then pick and place pricing applications. Then pick and place for color sensors, and also pick and place for the vision inspection. So these are the few examples where the 10 kg payload capacity used for creating the EduCart. Option 2 has got again a controller teach pendant and is a fixed one, and which has got a gripper units and handling, then sensing and pick and place. So this also can be used as a game, but basically it gives a lot of education to the student how the robots operate and what are the functions of the robot. And this is a third option. Basically, it has got a color sensing also. It can be also pick and place application with the color sensor. Different colors can be identified. So vision is one of the additional option is given in this particular RoboViz. So these are the different options we have created, and which based on the student or people who wanted to go for that particular thing, they can do it, and then they can keep on introducing the new concept, new application when it comes to the application. But our idea is that how the students can create a new application and come out with the different ideas by using this robot. You have a product now, and then you need to find out what are the different application students can come out. So these are specifications which is normally a 10 kg, which I already explained. This is the first robot which we introduced into the market, the 10 kg payload capacity. And this is a basic robot which also can be used for the training in the institutes and also can be used in the industry, so that the gap, so the whoever has learned in the robotics, they can immediately use this robot whenever they go to the industries. So, as I said, ROI is basically there are two types of ROIs, whether we can use, we are now also coming out with the robot selling the complete cell to the academia, or we also can give it on rent. So the only thing is that academia has to confirm how many students will get trained per month or per semester. Based on that, we can have an agreement so that they don't have to buy the complete robotic setup, but they can get it on rent and they can learn from that. And now we are going to launch very soon the training program for robotics and automation online, because of current situation, we need to give the training to students based on the online. And we are coming out with different options and different ideas, some innovative idea, which will be definitely informing you early, maybe in early July, so that you'll be able to find out and enjoy the training program sitting at home, and you can ask the questions. It's an interactive session, and also you can actually do the programming. Whenever the students goes to college, they can do the practical testing of the robot. Now, these are the basic questions which you may be looking for. What academia needs to do? Basically, one of the good initiative you people have started, faculty training and student training. This anyway, with this kind of initiative you people have started, there's a good part of that. But going forward, you need to really train the team such that they are practically available for the industries. Most of the time, whenever we get the students from the academia, they have done certain work in the robotics, but when it comes to the when we really get the do the interviews and interact with them, we found that there are very basic things are known, like what is arm, what is a sensor, what is a motor, but they don't know how to really use that and what is a maximum usage can be done and what are the applications of that. So probably when it comes to the such kind of a training and then the industry interaction, probably will really understand how it can be made more useful. So what are the energy which has been spent by the student that can be spent in a right way. Now, if you see the different countries like Korea, they have created some robot, and the robots are created by the students only. So most of the energy which is been going wasted by creating some experiment, these experiments are done together with the industries. And when the products are made, the products are really made by the students. And that the students also feel very happy that, okay, we have done something different which is useful for the society. The why industry partners are required, that is how basically it is addressed. When it comes to the students, they can really help to the industries, because both way it requires. Not only that industry needs only students, but students also needs industries. So that is how we can work together, how to use the talent, how to use their passion, so that they can support industries, and industry also can get support from the students. And that is, I think, the faculties also should be, such that they'll be introducing the students to the different industries so that this can, their skill sets can be utilized. And they can solve the real, problem statement. Most of the companies, even small scale industries, has got a lot of issues. How to solve that issue? Because they know how to use that and how to solve those issues. So maybe as the students can come out with the different ideas and they can give the solution for that. Why robotics and automation? Maybe people will think, or you guys must be thinking, why should we work on the robotics and automation? Why not in automobile? Why not in the electronics? Why not in plastics? Of course, there are many industries which are coming up, but today, if you see, the robotics and automation is the only solution where it's going to, the business is going to grow in a multifolds. Though there is in India currently the number of robots are very less, but it is going to grow because of the current situation as well. No, lot of people have gone there. We don't have the right skill set people. Nobody wants to go for a blue collar job. Everybody wants to look for the white collar job. How can we support the blue collar job by the robot and automation? Robot means it will be a part of the automation, but automation as at large, how can we go for the automation? It could be a low cost automation as well. So that is the reason this industry or this sector is going to grow in multifolds in different parts of industries, not only automobile but also across all industries. The how this, as I mentioned, how the academia can help industries. Basically, a future ready employees and experts. There are so we have seen that the one which I explained earlier, like Bandicoot robot or trash can robotics. These are very young students. They created this idea. They came out with this idea, and we are now supporting them. So we are looking for students who can come out with the idea such that which is normally useful for the society. How can we support to the society? At the end of the day, we are going to support society and our industry, and that's how we should improve our own country's economy, and we can create employment for our own people within India. So these are the reasons we feel we should support the students, and we are committed to support academia. How can we give them the opportunity to learn? There are, of course, a lot of students has already visited our companies and they have seen the real robot. They have also used, and some of the students have joined our company. And today, if you see our the employment, the number of employees, 100 out of 100 employees, most of the employees are having a very uh, less experience because they are very young. The average age is only 27, 28. And these students only have created this revolution in India, I would say, because these are the people who has got a lot of energy. And today, we have reached to this stage only because of the team which I have, and very young team and very enthusiastic team and passionate team, which they have created this Robocon for Tata Group. Then what are the expectation of industries from academia? Basically, you have seen that the passionate people, passionate students, and then we wanted the academia should be creating the entrepreneurs, and they should really respect for our nation, because at the end of the day, most of the students like to go outside India for the higher education. We are not saying that you should not go, but after getting what you are going to give back to the country, that is more important. And as our Prime Minister has always said, that vocal for local. I say vocal for local and for global, for make it global. That is very important. Why can't when the first robot when it was created uh, in Europe, that time it was not as good as robot which currently you see. Any robotic company you see, then when they created in their own country, that robot had a lot of issues and a lot of problems. But the academia, then the industries, MSME sectors, OEMs, they supported that industry and they created a good quality product. And that's how they're able to they are reached to that stage. They have spent more than 3 decades, 4 decades to reach to that level. and we are hardly 4-5 years. And if we don't support our own product, own industry, we'll not able to make the strong economy for India. And what are the basically the robotics and automation is also having a different areas where you can further grow. That is how to make the cobot, because we are not still till today we don't have the cobotic manufacturing and cobotic R&D in India. So currently a lot of IIT students are working on that. So we also wanted to enter into the cobot, AGV, auto guided vehicle, autonomous moving robot, IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, RPA. These are the different avenues where we can work. These are allied subjects of robotics and automation, which can be also we can think of, and then we can proceed further. But what we are looking is that how students can come out with the different ideas and different opportunities in this sector, so that we can proceed further, we can support them, we can introduce this into our robotics section. At the end of the day, we had to grow this robotics business and automation business in India in a multifolds. Finally, how robotics and automation will play a major role in current situation. This we already discussed, and the one of the most important thing is that medical assistant, food, pharma, and industries, which is going to play a major role in current situation, and how can we support them. And today, a lot of doctors, nurses, even police, all these social service people are getting affected, and how can we support them. So we had to come out some innovative ideas with using the automation or robotics. So of course the robotic has got different applications, multiple applications. You just think what can we do, and probably there's a possibility that we can use the robot and make it happen. So with this, I personally feel you guys should be really finding out the new applications, do some innovation in the robotics, and we'll be there to support you. And to follow, I would urge everybody here whose is there on this, they should definitely connect to the Bravo Robotics and Automation to understand what we are doing. They can also follow the LinkedIn profile, and also Instagram and other social media and Twitter, so that you get more information, more knowledge, and you can also interact with our experts and experienced people. With this, thank you very much. I'll be happy to take any further questions in this area. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. Sir, I think we should continue with the question and answer session. So I'll just read out the questions for you, sir.
Yeah.
So first question is asked by Mr. Kaustubh Mangrulkar. He's asking whether Bravo has any full form. How did you come up with the name Bravo?
It's an interesting story. If you see that the word called Bravo is known to everybody. We got something different, Bravo. So we have used the first 3 letters from Bravo, and BOT is BO is bot. So that's how we combined together. We got something, and there's a bot, and there's a Bravo. That's how we created this word.
Okay. Next question is, sir, there is always a question from the students that automation affects employability. They have given an example also that foundry automation has affected employability. So any comments on that, sir?
Foundry has affected?
Foundry automation has affected the employability, maybe of laborers.
Yeah. This is affected is basically it is I would say it is not affected. It is good for the employment. The reason is that, can you imagine that in the foundry area, such a dirty area and dangerous area, the operators are working. What happens to his life? How much he'll be carrying the element? If you see his health and the number of years of living and span, what that operator is going to do. We may feel that okay, he's losing the job, but at the end of the day, he's also safeguarding his health. Second thing is that if he understand, if he can get further training, and if the robots are which are can be utilized by that same operator, that foundry robot, then his employment is not gone. He can probably use multiple robots for these applications, and this person can be a better improved health wise, and also he can learn different things. And finally, at the end of the day, we have to remember that the robot needs people and people needs robot. And if you see that, when I said earlier also, when we started the robotic company, then nobody was there. Today we have more than 100 plus employment is there, and not only that, there we have a lot of vendors which has been newly created. They started the business because of us. So there are new employment possibilities are there. So it is not that he's going to lose a job. Probably he'll be upscaling his he's doing the upscaling and also going to the next stage to do the so-called from blue collar job to the white collar job.
Yes, rightly said, sir. So next question is, what is the payback period for the cost of automation by robots?
That will differ application to application. Today, if you see that we have introduced, for example, just a small example, the sealant application on the gearbox. The sealant is done by the operator today in two shift basis. Two operators are there, maybe three shift basis, three operators are there. So even if you consider very small scale, for the operators, or the payment is only for operators 15,000 or 20,000 rupees per month as per the minimum wage act. Even if you consider that 20,000 rupees for per month for one operator, that means two operators 40,000, and maybe three operators are 60,000 rupees. And if you take the robotic application where there's one robot which is doing day and night, and there's a productivity increase also there. For example, the robot doesn't go for the lunch break or tea break or a biological break. That time the robot is continuously working, so your productivity increases automatically. Because this automation is there, the robot keep on working. Okay, so 60,000 rupees per month. Against that, if you take a complete setup of the robotic with our robot and then sealant application and everything, maybe it will cost approximately between 15 to 18 lakhs. So you can imagine that 15 to recover that 15 to 18 lakhs rupees from the three operator, how much time it will take? Maybe 2.5 years, 2 years. That could be. I'm giving one simple example, but looking at the different application, the payback period could be also where the people doesn't want to go and work also. Now take this example of the manual scavenging. In the city, you wanted to cover at least 3 to 4 chambers, but one operator cannot do that job. One person who is a manual scavenging, he'll never able to do it. And apart from that, he is putting his life in the risk. So his maybe robot must be costing more than 20-30 lakhs, but still that robot is investing in that robot is much important and essential to save the so many people. So look at that way. So the payback period is not only is one of the aspect, but other than that, what benefits we are going to get of that is not considered in the payback. So normally the payback is, it ranges from 1 year to 3 years or sometimes 5 years, considering the the applicability application as well as the criticality of that particular operation.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next question is, can we use robots in the flooded areas to measure the flood levels?
Yeah, that is coming up. There's this is definitely possible, and it's going to come because you are using the satellite and the so-called RPA, which is going to come into the picture, and deep learning and machine learning. These are the different areas which we are currently not there, but definitely can be done. So I would say with the robotics, we can always say now nothing is impossible. with using the robotics and the artificial intelligence, and what are the new technologies are coming up in the robotics and automation area. Nothing is impossible.
Right, sir. Sir, one more question is there. Srinivas Emekar has asked this question. How can we join Bravo training program as we have graduated? Can we join the Bravo training program?
There are many, institutes. They have taken our robotic labs. They have private labs also there. Maybe we can give the, information regarding that. They can join. Sometimes we also run the programs in house. We can also send some information when they start following, the Instagram or the LinkedIn social profile. They can find out the information when and where we can be starting the training programs. We also done during the lockdown period. We also did a lot of contests on the robotics. I don't know how many people, students are following the Bravo Robotics and Automation. They could have also, connected or given this contest, and we found out that a lot of people have given a good response across the India. So I urge everybody to connect to this social media in different, like we are in Twitter, Instagram, and also in LinkedIn. So they can join there and they can find the information, of course. And we have a website, and there are some contact numbers are there. They can connect directly to the Bravo Automation team.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, there is one more question. What will be the thought of optimization in Industry 4.0?
Optimization of?
Optimization in Industry 4.0. 4.0.
Yeah. So optimization, there could be a different kinds of optimization. It could be as optimization cycle time. It could be optimization of productivity, quality. So I have not really understood the question in what terms it is looking for, but the optimization is possible by utilizing the capacity, capability, and also the how we can connect and utilize the there, because today if you see that a lot of capacities are available. Take a simple machine factory where there are multiple machines are there, and we don't know which machine is idle and which machine we need to buy and which machine need to make it close, and or maybe you can sell it off. So how can we find it out? So we need to find out the capacity and whether the capability also, because all the machines cannot do all the work. So we need to really find out, and this IoT can also give you the information. How can we utilize the machines in optimized way?
Yes, thank you, sir. Sir, I think there are a lot of questions, but due to time constraint, we cannot take them all. We'll list down all the questions, and will it be fine if we email the questions to you?
Yeah, sure. No problem. It's not an issue. So most of the questions could be of similar nature. So we'll try to answer those questions.
Yes, sure, sir. Thank you very much, sir. With this, I will conclude this session. Thanks a lot, sir, for giving such a wonderful session. And really, I think many of us have been inspired by what you have done in robotics and automation. And to summarize this, I would say that currently the robots, if we talk about the quantity of robots or the number of robots per 10,000 employees, as you have shown, it is quite less due to the reasons that we have you had mentioned, because of the low quality consistency, lack of accuracy, labor shock susceptibility, and so on. So also we have seen the benefits of automation, that how the productivity increases, there is increase in quality, increase in the robustness, increase in the consistency, and decrease in the human labor. But disadvantages are also involved in this robotics and automation. High initial cost and unpredictable or excessive development of the robots. Reduction in the jobs, you have already elaborated on that point, sir. So thanks a lot, sir, again for delivering such a wonderful session. I urge all the people who are listening to this session to take advantage of the robotics training program that Bravo is offering, because they are working on newest applications such as Bandicoot robots, fluid robotics, trash can robotics, then the robotic applications for the current situation that we are facing. So I urge all the people to take advantage of the program offered by Bravo Automation. So thanks a lot, sir, for delivering such a wonderful session and giving your valuable time. In future also, we'll be very happy if you give your time to us in arranging and delivering such wonderful sessions. So thanks a lot, sir, from all the participants, and thanks a lot from Mechanical Engineering Department, DYPIEMR.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. All the best.
With this, yes, sir. Thanks a lot, sir, again. And with this, I declare that today's first session is over. Thank you, all the participants also. We'll continue with the next session at 12 p.m. Thanks a lot again.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.